Okay, so when it comes to singing a song, you'd be hard pressed to find one that consists of only stepping notes. So now we're going to look into singing different sequences of pitches rather than just those that move in a stepping up or stepping down motion like the scale we just sang. More specifically, we're looking at intervals. And what's an interval? Again, oversimplifying, an interval is the distance between one note to the next. So let's go back to our scale for the moment. If I was to sing the first two notes of the scale like this, la, la, the distance between those two notes is called a major second. The major second is the interval that occurs, or the distance, between the first and second degrees of a major scale. However, if I was to just sing the first and third notes of the major scale like this, la, la, the distance between those two notes is called a major third. The major third is the interval or distance that occurs between the first and the third degrees of a major scale. So from my starting note, how did I work out which note was the third? Well, basically, I sang my starting note, la, and then I silently sang the second note of the scale in my head, and then I sang the third note of the scale out loud, la. Let me give you a demo here. So here's my starting note, la. Now I'm going to sing the second note of the scale very softly, because if I sing it in my head, you won't hear it, right? So my first note is la. My second note, which is the second degree of the scale, is la. Now if I want to sing the third note, I have to step up one more time, right? So I sing my first note, la. Then I sing my second note, and now I step up again and sing the third note, la. Now because I only want to sing the first and third, or in other words, an interval of a third, I'm only going to sing the first and third notes like this, la, la. So I'm not doing la, la, I'm doing la, la. So here's what it sounds like when I sing that sequence of notes up to speed. La, 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 la. Right, so what if I wanted to sing an interval of a fourth? How would I work that out? Well, I'd work it out exactly the same way as I worked out the other two intervals. I'd sing the first note out loud, then I'd hum up through the second and third degrees of the scale, and then I would sing the fourth degree of the scale out loud. So why don't we try that together? Ready? Here's our first note. La, and la, la. And let's do that again. La, la. And a little faster. La, la. And now we'll sing only the first and fourth notes. And la, la. So in a nutshell, that's one way we can work out intervals. But how does knowing how to sing a particular interval benefit you? Well, familiarising yourself with different pitches and intervals not only helps you to be able to sing scales and exercises more in tune, but it also trains your ear to listen for and reproduce the different intervals or pitches you hear in every song you sing. This is another reason that our singers need to be excellent listeners. We need to be able to hear and recognize different intervals or pitches and then reproduce them to match the sounds we're hearing. And intervals are a great way to begin developing that skill. So in the next section, we're going to be looking at all the different intervals found in a major scale, and we're going to learn another strategy that will help us pitch those intervals.